I loved you anyway. I knew the ending before we got there. I just didn't want to call it. You were already slipping through my hands, and I was still trying to hold on. Maybe that's the saddest part. I loved you anyway. I remember how you looked at me like I was still the place you wanted to be. Back when forever didn't sound so far. Back when we didn't know how fragile we are. We used to talk until the morning came. Laugh about nothing, forget our names. You fall asleep with your head on my chest, and I swear to myself I had the best. But somewhere between the fights and silence, we stopped knowing how to make things right. You started hiding what you felt inside. I started pretending I didn't notice why. We were standing in the same room, somehow living separate lives. And every time you said I'm okay, I could hear the goodbye behind your eyes. I knew you were leaving before you ever said goodbye. I felt it in the distance every time you looked away from mine. I could've made you stay, maybe I could've tried. But love ain't love if I have to beg you every night. So I loved you anyway. Even when you couldn't stay, even when the promises started fading day by day. Oh, I loved you anyway. Through every word you couldn't say, even when you broke my heart, I couldn't make the feeling change. And maybe I was stupid, maybe I held on too long. But if I had another chance, I'd probably love you just as strong. You weren't mine forever, but you were mine for some days. And even though it ended, I loved you anyway. Yeah, I still remember your favorite song, the one you played whenever something felt wrong. I still know the way you took your coffee, and the little things you thought I forgot completely. I deleted every picture, then regretted it at night. Funny how you can erase a face but never erase the life. I passed the places that we used to go. Sometimes I slow down, but I never let you know. There's a part of me that hopes you'll be there, even though I know you're probably somewhere. Finding someone who makes you happier, someone who doesn't carry all my scars, someone who can give you what I couldn't, someone who won't love you from so far. And I hate that I can mean that while still wishing you were mine. It's the kind of contradiction that keeps me awake at night. I knew you were leaving before you ever said goodbye. I felt it in the distance every time you looked away from mine. I could've made you stay, maybe I could've tried. But love ain't love if I have to beg you every night. So I loved you anyway, even when you couldn't stay, even when the promises started fading day by day. I loved you anyway. Through every word you couldn't say, even when you broke my heart, I couldn't make the feeling change. Maybe I was stupid, maybe I held on too long. Oh, but if I had another chance, I'd probably love you just as strong. Oh, you weren't mine forever, but you were mine for some days. And even though it ended, I loved you anyway. I don't blame you for the ending, I don't blame myself for trying. Some people meet at the wrong moment. No matter how perfect the timing feels, maybe we were only meant to teach each other how to feel. Maybe you were just a chapter. I wanted to make the whole book real. I wanted your bad days, your silence and your fears. I wanted all the broken pieces, even the ones you couldn't let me near. I would've stayed through every storm if you had asked me to. But I can't keep knocking on the door that doesn't open anymore. So I leave you with the memories, the ones that still feel warm. And I'll keep all the things you taught me about love and letting whether any of it was real. It was every kiss, every late night conversation, every stupid argument. Every time I said I'd stay, it was all real. And if you ever think that I regret loving you, I don't. I regret that I couldn't keep you, but I don't regret loving you. So I loved you anyway, even when you walked away. And when the distance slowly took your heart away, I loved you anyway, through every beautiful mistake. And even though you hurt me, I don't wish the love away. Gave me something precious, something time can't take from me. 1,000 little memories of who I used to be. You weren't mine forever, but you were mine for some days. And if that's all we were given, I loved you anyway. Maybe that's all love was supposed to be. Not forever, not perfect, just real. And you were real to me. So wherever you are tonight, I hope you're okay. I hope someone holds you the way I wanted to. And I hope you never doubt that somebody once loved you. Even when you couldn't stay, I loved you anyway. If I could have one more minute, one more conversation, I wouldn't ask you to come back. I'd just tell you what I never got to say. I still remember that night. You stood by the door with tears in your eyes. You said you didn't know what to feel, and I said we'd figure it out somehow. But we both knew the truth. Some things don't survive when they're already breaking. You were tired of trying, and I was tired of pretending I wasn't afraid. I wanted to tell you I understood, even when I didn't. Wanted to tell you I wasn't angry, even when I was. I wanted to hold you, but I knew that holding on would only make it harder for both of us to move on. So if I had one more chance to stand in front of you, I'd forget every argument and everything we went through. I wouldn't ask for forever, I wouldn't ask you to stay. I just look into your eyes and tell you what I couldn't that day. I say thank you for every moment you gave me, for every night you stayed when you could've walked away. I'd say I'm sorry for the times I let you down, for every tear I caused, for every time I wasn't around. And I tell you I loved you, even when I didn't know how. Even when we were falling apart, I love you somehow. And if tomorrow means we never speak again, the last thing I'd say is I hope you're happy in the end. I kept your messages for too long. Read them when the nights got cold. Your name still feels familiar, even though your voice feels far away. Sometimes I wonder where you are, if you ever think about me too. If some random song comes on and suddenly you're back in that room. I don't need you to miss me, I don't need you to regret leaving. I just hope when you remember us, you remember something worth keeping. Because we weren't perfect, but we weren't nothing. We had something real before we stopped trusting it. And maybe that's enough, maybe that's what growing up means. Learning that some people leave without becoming your enemy. So if I had one more chance to stand in front of you, I'd forget every argument and everything we went through. I wouldn't ask for forever, I wouldn't ask you to stay. I just look into your eyes and tell you what I couldn't that day. I'd say thank you for every moment you gave me, for every night you stayed when you could have walked away. I'd say I'm sorry for the times I let you down, for every tear I caused, for every time I wasn't around. And now I tell you I loved you, even when I didn't know how, even when we were falling apart. I loved you somehow, and if tomorrow means we never speak again, the last thing I'd say is I hope you're happy in the end. I don't want another chance if another chance means repeating everything. I don't want to rebuild something just because I'm scared of losing it. You deserve a love that doesn't make you question where you stand, someone who sees your heart and doesn't need to lose you to understand. And maybe I wasn't that person, maybe I was only meant to teach you that you deserve something better than the love I knew how to give you. I'll carry that with me, not as guilt but as a lesson that came too late. Some people teach you how to love by showing you what you can't keep. If I could go back, I'd hold you a little longer, I'd listen a little more. I'd stop trying to win every argument and start trying to understand you. I'd tell you, you for letting me know your heart, for giving me memories I'll carry when we're far apart. I'd say I'm sorry for the things I can't undo, for every piece of your heart that I accidentally broke into. And I'd tell you I loved you more than I ever knew how to say. Even if I couldn't make it work, I'd still choose those days. And if this is really goodbye, if you're already on your way, then don't turn around, I'll be okay. The last thing I'd say is I loved you, and I hope you know I always did. So go, live the life we couldn't build, find the peace I couldn't give you. And if you ever remember me, don't remember the ending, remember the beginning. Because before we became strangers, you were home. And that's the last thing I'd say.